All right. Hey, back again. It's that fantasy chick with another live stream. And today we're going to be talking about something I found out literally minutes ago that I did not know, that Aaron Taylor Johnson was up for James Bond. I didn't know that. Apparently, he's even done some sort of test for the producers. So, as always, I have an article, this time from the Daily Mail. So, we don't know how what do you call it, how reliable the Daily Mail can be, how reliable you can consider the Daily Mail, but for now we're just gonna go with it, and we're gonna read what they have reported. So Aaron Taylor Johnson has already filmed iconic gun barrel teaser footage for producers amid rumors he's tipped to be the next James Bond. So that's just the clip that they use at the very beginning of the movie. Like, how does that supposed to show that he's good enough to be the next James Bond? All he does is get in front of the camera and do this. But okay. Aaron Taylor Johnson has reportedly shot footage in character as James Bond amid rumors he's set to take on the iconic role. According to The Sun, the actor, 32, has filmed the memorable gun barrel teaser footage seen in the films over the years. Can't believe he's 32. I always think of him as the teenager from Kick-Ass. So I guess he is old enough to be James Bond. A source told the publication Aaron has impressed bosses so much that he has filmed one of the franchise's famous gun barrel teaser scenes, something all of the actors do. Oh, that move takes him a step closer to signing a deal. Oh, that's protocol, apparently. They added bosses at the brand were really impressed with his unique blend of acting intensity and his impressive back catalog of action films. The publication reported last month that Aaron was a hit with producers and particularly impressed producer Barbara Broccoli. Aaron went for a screen test to be the next Bond in September, and producers and Barbara loved him. He is now one of the front runners, a source told the publication at the time. All right. Aaron, who is married to 50 Shades of Grey director Sam Taylor Johnson, has starred in the Kick-Ass movies, Avengers, and Godzilla. It Follows reports that Idris Elba walked away from years of talks with movie bosses to become the next Bond, paving the way for a new 007. Bookmakers William Hill subsequently placed Henry Cavill at the forefront with the 5-2 Regé-Jean Page. I never know how to pronounce this man's name. Regé-Jean Page. Is it Regé-Jean Page? Regé-Jean Page? Regé-Jean Page. I don't know how to pronounce that man's name. Dude from Bridgerton with odds of 4-1, followed by Tom Hardy and James Norton, both with 6-1, and Chiwetel Ejiofor at 7-1. Personally, I always wanted Chiwetel to be the next James Bond. I think he has the swagger for it. Henry, 39, recently revealed he was leaving The Witcher with Aussie actor Liam Hemsworth stepping into the role as Geralt of Rivia. Daniel Craig, 54, has starred in 5 of the Bond films, from Casino Royale to No Time to Die. Mail Online has contacted a representative for Aaron for comment in relation to this article. It was Idris. And I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Bowing out. So they have odds on who would be the next James Bond, with Henry Cavill as the next runner-up. But of course, these odds are this is just gambling. This isn't actual. I don't know how good these odds are. And where this bookmaker is this bookmaker in England? Is he in Hollywood? How close is he to the action to be making these odds? You know, where is he getting his information? They got Tom Hardy in there, you know. So, yeah. So, but yeah, I just found that out today, that he was possibly up for James Bond. So I was like, I had to look this up and see if this was true. And then I found this article. So we'll see. We'll see if we'll hear anything in the upcoming months about Aaron Taylor Johnson becoming the next James Bond. Again, I wonder why Idris Elba walked away. Because they were trying very hard to make him the next James Bond. They were campaigning, people were campaigning to get him to be the next James Bond. So I really wonder what got him to walk away. Because, yeah, I don't get it. Okay, next, Titans. So I watched the episodes 4, 5, 6 in Titans and found out that they did one of those mid-season finales, of course, and I have to wait until probably January to see the remaining 6 episodes. But I watched the remaining 3 episodes, and I saw what they did with Lil Klaus. And of course, I was like, you don't hire Klaus on your show if you're not going to make him a villain. So but they had him be meek and mild until, you know, he makes the choice. You know, they showed a lot of backs. They did a lot of flashbacks for him and showing his life and all the things that happened to him and all the injustices in his life, from starting from when he was a little boy and going to when he was in, you know, college, and even relationships when he got older, you know, he breaking up with the girl before she can break up with him, because apparently past relationships show that he couldn't trust women. I'm like, how many women have you dated? because like if this only happened with 2 or 3 women, I think you would unfairly judging that girl. But if this happened with like, I don't know, 15 or 20, then maybe you have a point. but like if you've only dated 3 or 4 girls, I still think you unfairly judged this girl. She could have really loved you. She bought you a Game Boy because she knew you liked it. You had one when you was a kid and you really liked it. She listened to you and bought you a really thoughtful gift. But whatever. It's not the point. But that's one of the things I thought of. Like, how do you know? How do you know she was gonna break up with you? Oh, I hate this light. How do you know she was gonna break up with you? So, and then what else happened? Oh, Connor Kent. He got infected by Mother Mayhem. And once they, literally got her little virus outside of him, expelled it from his body, he decided to go through a personality change and, started to shave off his head and started going by Connor Luthor. I'm Connor Luthor. And, started wearing leather and just started being this this I guess just taking on the personality of his other father. I guess he felt like he was just too doe-eyed and sweet for too long, and he got he was a victim. I don't know, but I don't know if you look at it, Superman's still alive and Lex Luthor the one who's dead. So so if you want to go by example, Lex Luthor, the stuff that Lex Luthor did is what ended up killing him in the end. So maybe you should not follow his example, because you followed his example and guess what? You got kidnapped and locked up because you wanted to be like Lex Luthor. You also messed up everyone's plan. They was going to teleport in and get Klaus out of there before they do this little blood moon ritual. But because he went in and got himself caught, and it was like, well, we can't teleport 2 people out of there. So now we have to go in person. And he basically just messed everything up for everyone. So the show goes on. The show ends with Raven getting her powers back, but instead of her hair going back to blue, it stays white, and it changes her clothes to this white dress for some odd reason. Don't know why. She doesn't even know why. Somehow when she lost her powers, maybe her powers changed, but she gets them back. She keeps the white hair, gets white clothes, and Klaus decides to do the blood moon ritual anyway and becomes a brother blood. And what's his name? Garfield. Is that his name? Beast Boy. Beast Boy. Someone had told Beast Boy when all the shit goes down, go to the right or something. Go to the red. I it kept sounding like he was saying go to the right, but he was saying go to the red. So when he did the blood moon ritual, he let out this huge yell, and everybody started disappearing. And Beast Boy, he did this little thing, and he went into the red because it's all up to him now, whatever that means. And I don't know where these people disappeared to. If they're on another plane, all I know is once he finished his yell, there was nobody there but him. Nobody there but Klaus. Everyone was gone. And that's how that ended. That was it was so far. Titans has been very gory, and it's been very gory, and kind of, they had zombies. They had a zombie death stroke. It's been kind of like a horror show. It's been, I wouldn't say scary, but it just feels like almost like a slasher show. So it just feels different. It feels different. So it'll be interesting to see what the second half of the show looks like. So now I have to wait a month to see what happens. I hate that. They don't even have a real date for when the show comes back yet. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find an actual date. I just know it's 2023, so I'm hoping it's January 2023, and they don't do any foolishness. So wait for that, and then I watched Willow, the third episode of Willow. So now that I've watched the third episode of Willow, I have a better sense of the show. And like I said, the second episode, it came to a dead stop, and they were sitting there, and nothing was happening. But the chick who they were waiting on, to try to teach magic to, she gets kidnapped in the end. So the third episode, they spend the third episode trying to get her back. So now you're back to action. There's action with some action injected into the plot again. So it got back to moving. Action, the plot got moving again. And hold on, I may have to. I can't. So what was I saying? Okay. The plot, the plot got moving. We meet these two women in this side plot, and it takes her forever to convince them to get moving and to help her get away. And of course, by the time they start taking action, it's too late. The bad guys have caught up to the young girl. So it's a lot of moving around, because she gets caught, then she gets away, and then she gets with these other women, then she gets caught again, and then the people, the group realize she's been taken, and they catch up at one point, and they almost catch her, and then they get away. And so they chase after them, and then they split up into two, and they come back together. It's a lot of it's a lot of movement. So this episode has a lot of movement. There's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of action. And it reminds me a lot of the first episode. And so I do like this. I do like this show. As long as they're moving, as long as there's action, as long as the plot is moving forward and they're not stuck in one place, the show is good. The show is good as long as they keep it moving. They end the episode with Willow telling them, like, when they've made it to some place called Nakmar, and the way he says it, and the way they started playing music is supposed to be very important to us. And I'm like, maybe I should have watched the movie before I started watching the show. But I was thinking, I've seen this movie before. Of course, I haven't seen a movie since I was a child. But, I can't remember things like names. I can't remember the name of something that I just watched, let alone something that I watched when I was a child. So, but he said it so ominously that even without remembering the reference from the movie, it lets you know it's not a good place. So that's enough. So you lost one of the people in the group. One of them is injured. Willow did some huge magic to show that he really is this great sorcerer, because everybody was doubting him, but he really is the greatest sorcerer. Like he keeps saying he is. He was not just, talking out the side of his neck. But what kills me is nobody told the girl about her little tree, but I guess the only person who saw was the princess, and she's already jealous of her, so she's not gonna be in a hurry to let her know that, hey, you have great magic too, because she's jealous of her. The whole girl that they stopped the whole plot for to try to teach magic to. So that is all for Willow. So Titans is over for a whole month. I'm going to keep watching Willow. I don't know how many episodes of Willow there is. I don't know how many episodes of Willow there are, but I do want to watch Disenchanted and some other Christmassy things. So I'll probably watch Disenchanted this week and let you know what I think about that. So, and I will have a video this Friday. It'll be a Christmas themed video. And that's all.